Hello everyone, welcome back to Populous from the beginning. You may notice my voice is actually somewhat good because I've worked out to use my microphone. Regardless, we are going to be here on level 2 of this game, Night Falls. And you may think that because of all this kind of titling that there is a day and night cycle in this game. There isn't. But before that, let's change our options so that things actually look, good. And now let's see what kind of level we've ended up ourselves up in. So we begin with a large hut and a fairly sizable amount of space to really work with. We've got plenty of trees, which should be fine. Over the water is a stone head, and the opening message said we need to find a way to get to there. And lo and behold, we have a way to get there. We're going to need to pray to this totem pole, but that would be for a little bit. And then we have got ourselves the guard tower of the Matic. Now the Matic are green, and they will be our opponents for this level. There's the Matic Shaman. They have a fairly sizable settlement already built up. They're not going to really change it much. So let's get ourselves underway. We begin ourselves with 8 raves, and the 9th just spawned in the hut. So we're going to build ourselves another couple more huts and a warrior training hut, and send some braves to go build things. As per usual, 2 braves for huts is fine enough. Okay, let's put that one in the hut, so that we have got the recharge rate going. If we have a brave in a hut, then they will start breeding. If there are no braves in the huts, then it will take a really long time to get a brave going, but we'll just keep one in there just for the hell of it, and also because it makes us mana. So we're going to go over and pray that totem pole. Now totem poles, as mentioned in the tutorial, they kind of change effects, usually by land spells, such as changing the landscape in some kind of way. And when you pray them, the wings flap, like a little flappy, like a little bird. And this one doesn't take very long to pray at. So, we've now got a way in order to get to the Stonehead, and in order to pray it, we're going to need 2 followers to pray it. Some Stoneheads require more followers to pray it than others. You can pray at a Stonehead whatever follower you need, but any more than the number needed will not do a single thing, and anything less will mean that you'll get the reward slower. So it's always best to have just the right enough number. So we'll pray that for a little bit. And our settlement seems to be going fairly well. This is as big as our settlement's going to get. We don't need to build anything else. I mean, you can make a settlement as big as you want, but you are going to be restricted by the trees and the lands. And the warrior training hut is nearly done. This takes quite a bit of wood. And we have ourselves a lovely new temporary spell, Tornado Spell. We'll see exactly how devastating that is. And as far as it goes, it has a fairly alright range, a bit larger than Blast. If you remember from the tutorial, from level 1, then it's got a slightly smaller range than Lightning. But it isn't really best up against opponents, it's more best against buildings, as we'll find out soon. It also has 3 slots, which means we've only got 1 more to go. And now there's 1 more building, as it were, in the buildings panel, which is the guard post. The guard post allows you to place a fireplace anywhere in the world, and by selecting followers, you can make them go around it in a kind of circle. You will see the enemy do this a lot, but myself, I don't really like them all that much. They're not really all that helpful. But the way of guard posts are good is that you'll be patrolling an area, and if any enemies come close to that area, then they will go out and fight them. So we're going to make ourselves a few more warriors. And the interesting thing about guard posts is that if you hold down the control button, you can have the same follower go across them. So now that 1 warrior is now going to control across those 2 in a kind of up and down pattern. The enemy will do that so many times, pretty much every single level. We're going to see them do it in just a little bit. And you can do the control thing for as I think it's like up to like 8 or so different actions. I think the limit is. Yeah, if I click on each of those ones, they will now patrol in a sort of triangle around the area. You can also do this with other followers as well, such as having braves do wood and stuff like that, and then going to a building So it's a very useful feature. But now, we've got 6 warriors. That's plenty in order to take down. This is only the 2nd level, it's not going to be too hard. But you'll also know that there was a guard, a warrior in that guard tower. And depending on what enemies are in guard towers will depend on what hold effects. If a warrior is in a guard tower, then they will do a kind of call to arms that they didn't actually show off in this one. I'm not entirely too sure why. I think actually, it's a game from 98. Well, he will call any followers from nearby. So we're going to now launch our offensive on the rest of the area, and we're going to get ourselves this Vault of Knowledge containing this brand new spell. You can probably guess what it does. But I'm going to show off what Tornado does. It creates this large tornado that spins around in a sort of certain radius and sucks up any followers or indeed wood that go through it. It's very useful for destroying buildings, but some buildings you have to be a little bit accurate for. But it completely decimates the hut. It usually kills the guard. Well, actually, no, it doesn't kill anyone who's inside it. It does really, really damage them. And you see quite a few of these braids are pretty weak. And I tried to attack those guys, but they moved that way because they're not losing. Anyway, we'll send our warriors to go off and destroy the warrior training hut because they're trying to build a new hut in order to recoup their losses. And there's a little bit of an extra cameo. This is the Swarm spell. Spell we have now just obtained. Basically, it creates a small band of locusts that will buzz around and generally be really, really annoying. Your shaman is unaffected by enemies, and it will cause your followers to go running all across the globe. And it does do a bit of damage. Not a huge amount, but an already weakened follower will most likely die if they get caught for those. But there is a way to make the shaman go off on one of these if they're in a guard tower and the swarm enters into a tower. You will have the shaman run away. And, as you see, the blast spell also burns down wood, and we are going to use Tornado on the guard tower. Tornadoes are very good on the guard tower since they're in that kind of radius. And this tornado sends her flying into the water, and we kill the very last enemy. So, a fairly simple level, and it introduces a couple of new content. We've got ourselves a brand new spell, and we've seen a glimpse of the Tornado spell. And now, in level 3, we will go for a Crisis of Faith. See you guys then.